Shares in IBC Advanced Alloys fairly flat today after a volatile week. On Monday, the company announced that it has delivered its cast alloy parts to customer Lockheed Martin, and these parts are going to be used on the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. The company says it hopes the delivery will be the first of many to the aerospace industry. We are joined by Anthony Dutton, President and CEO. Anthony, great to see you.
Thank you for having me back, Andrew. Nice to be here.
So we had you on a while back. You were working on this part for a navigation component on the F-35. So the deliveries went through using this fantastic alloy, including beryllium.
They did. We're very, very pleased. We always knew they would, of course, because we have great confidence in our technical team and in our company. But, you know, obviously, until we made the announcement, the public at large did not know. We got the purchase order contract last September, I think, which was when we first met. Purchase orders are obviously extremely important, but deliveries are much, much, much more important because it now proves that you can deliver on time, deliver on spec, and it stands you in good stead for future business. So we're very pleased with the developments of this week.
So this alloyed part you're supplying, it includes beryllium, which is the lightest metal apart from lithium. So it's pretty exotic stuff.
It's very, very exotic stuff and very important for the applications for which it's being used. The primary attributes of the alloy that we manufacture are it's very stiff, it's extraordinarily light, and it's also got a very good what's called coefficient of thermal expansion, which means that it does not can expand or contract under great differences in temperature, which is very, very important in aerospace.
Particularly for navigation applications, yeah. So
Precisely.
you have 4 plants, they're all in the States. Now, you were thinking at one point of getting into the rare earth business. Beryllium is a rare metal, but have you backed away from the rare earths for now?
Well, we've backed away from the rare earths. We've also backed away, more importantly, from any kind of upstream exposure. About 2009, 2010, we began to see the wheels coming off the rare metals, rare earths upstream bus, as we call it. We realized that all of the shareholder value is created at the downstream end, building strong relationships with the users of this material. So we really abandoned, essentially, our upstream strategy and focused exclusively on the downstream. We now have some phenomenal relationships into the aerospace, the automotive, the oil and gas industries, and we think that it's those relationships that are going to drive the future of the business of this company.
Now, tell us about your casting business. You have patents on the mixture, but not the actual manufacturing process. What's special about it?
Yeah, that's actually our secret sauce, and it's very important that people understand that beryllium aluminum as an alloy is very widely used in the aerospace industry today, but it's only delivered in a form that can be machined, and that's very time consuming, it's very expensive, there's a lot of waste. The holy grail really was to find a castable beryllium aluminum alloy. So we've been working on that now since about 2010, working very closely with Lockheed Martin, I might add, and we finally pioneered the way to turn beryllium aluminum into a castable alloy. So that means that we can deliver components essentially better, faster, cheaper than if you were to have those components made as machined components. And that is a very, very disruptive step in process technology for the aerospace industry, because it means now that customers who previously couldn't afford this alloy can now afford to use it.
Just looking at your financials, you'd revenue in fiscal 2012 north of 25 million. It had dropped 2 years later to 17 million. So why have your sales been dropping?
Well, that's a great question, and you kind of answered it in your previous segment, and it's primarily due to the price of copper having come off so significantly. The other side of our business is beryllium copper alloys. Okay. Copper is a pass-through for us, so if you look through the financials in more detail, you'll see that while our revenues have gone down, our margins and our profitability have actually increased, and so we're very much affected by the price of copper, either up or down, but we only quote COMEX pricing for 2 weeks, so we're not stuck with any big inventory position.
Anthony, fascinating stuff. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Anthony Dutton, President and CEO at IBC Advanced Alloys.